40 yards right down the spine, and Stuver able to smother it here in the midst of the 39th minute. Again, numbers will head back up to midfield. As Brad, you hear, will send it through the center circle, looking for Zardes. Finley trying to control this one, but it's Reynoso back inside the center circle. Little foot-to-foot combat with Pereira. Reynoso still moving forward. Out wide to DJ Taylor. Back into the attacking third. Minnesota determined to find that equalizer before halftime. As we step into the 40th minute. Diego Fagundes coming back and providing some defense. Stripping the ball away, but giving back over to Minnesota inside the box. Chance for the equalizer here. It'll be a corner kick coming up. Kip Keller blocks the shot from Longwane. It'll be another corner from Reynoso and company. Longwane was fed a ball that he could run onto just outside of that 6-yard box. It's a short corner this time for Minnesota. Their fourth corner of the opening half. It's going to trickle its way now over here to the near side, down below to our left, on the left wing. And it's going to be a goal kick for Brad Stuver. Kip Keller putting in a shift as he is frustrating Longwane on his last two efforts. 5 minutes still guaranteed here in this opening half as we cross into the 41st minute. Diego Fagundes has us in the driver's seat. Austin up 1-0 on Minnesota. Danny Pereira with the assist. The fourth assist this year for Danny, who we remind you is sitting on 4 yellows. A card tonight would cost him the Vancouver match on Wednesday. It is our understanding that Danny is available to compete in Vancouver. Unlike that first season with Austin, where his immigration status precluded leaving the United States. Zardes on the ball, on the attacking third for Austin. Pereira right now pulling the strings for this Austin offense. Out wide to Gallagher, 45 yards from goal. I'll send a long ball back to Keller. As Kip will send it to Stuver. Brad standing at his own penalty spot will clear one all the way up to midfield looking for Finley. Still a battle in the midfield here. In the end, a foul on Austin, but they'll play the advantage. Up ahead, the Rosales, a bit too ambitious. Nick Lima on it. As Nick will send it back to midfield. That's where it's chested down by Zardes. Finley right in front of Josh Wolf. Will send one to the center circle from the Drusy. One touch with his chest. Now Zardes on a run in the heart of the midfield for Austin. Out wide to Gallagher, top of the 18. And Gallagher taken down in the box. It's going to be a penalty for Austin. John Gallagher streaking into the box. A beautiful ball sent his way, and Alex Chilowitz with a whistle. The foul on Dibasi. Now, I will note we are looking at the moving pictures courtesy of our friends at that fruit company. And it does appear Dibasi got his foot on the ball first cleanly before undercutting the plant foot of Gallagher. Don't be surprised if VAR asks Alex Chilowitz to take a look at this. As the fans here at Allianz Field chanting those 3 letters of VAR. In the 43rd minute at the moment, Austin preparing to take a penalty. Won by John Gallagher, but likely it would be Seba Driussi who would be your candidate. But there's a good chance that this penalty shot is never taken. And apparently VAR has seen all they need to see to say Austin's going to take the penalty here. We cross over to the 44th minute. Sebastian Driussi, already Austin's all-time leading goal scorer against Minnesota with 4 goals against the Loons, looking for number 5 here on his resume. Clint Irwin on his line, facing his first penalty of the year. Just his 4th start And actually now Alex Chilowitz is holding up the competition. VAR may have had a little bit more to say. Let's see if DeBasi is off the hook. And again, our video assistant referee tonight is Guido Gonzalez Jr. He's in the right ear, not physically, of our referee, Alex Chilowitz. That would be straight out of a Rick Moranis movie. You can look up that reference. We cross over to the 45th minute. Seba Driussi is waiting for permission to take a penalty. That permission has not yet been granted. There's still hope that Minnesota is taken off the hook here. And Driussi never gets to take this penalty. Austin already up 1-0. Diego Fagundes with the goal. As Austin with the lead. Driussi looking for insurance. And it will be a penalty taken here from Driussi. Seba approaches the spot. Buries one past Irwin, who guessed to his right and guessed wrong. Seba Driussi, for the second time this year, finds the back of the net against Minnesota. And it's 2-0 Austin. So the foul held up against DeBasi, who is trying to close Gallagher from behind. And there just wasn't enough, apparently, on the replay to overturn the ruling on the field. And Sebastian Driussi has now made it a three-way tie on Austin FC for the lead in goals scored this year. That's his fifth, matching Zardes and Gallagher. The man with the captain's armband on his left bicep tonight, Seba Driussi. And Austin has insurance against Minnesota for the first time in its three-year history playing the Loons. And Driussi back on it. Minnesota playing physically with Seba. He tries to return favor, but he's the man whistled by Chilowitz. And so 45 yards from Brad Stuver's goal. It'll be a free kick coming up for Minnesota in a non-threatening spot. We are in the midst of 3 minutes of stoppage time. All three of those minutes basically elapsed during the review from VAR. Chilowitz, to be clear, never had to go to the monitor. Reynoso will handle this one. Numbers gather at the top of the 18. He'll send one back post, headed away by Cascante, as this will narrowly be a corner kick coming up for Minnesota. Just took a left turn across the inline by that corner flag across the way to our left. And this time it's Longwane who will do the honors from the corner, and I say that. No, he was just teeing it up for Reynoso. Your announcer should have known better. There'll be a left-footed swinger from the Argentine looking to pull one back. Brad Stuver, as if he had magnets in those two gloves, able to squeeze it in. So 2 of the 3 minutes in stoppage time have elapsed. It's Austin leading Minnesota 2-0 tonight. Goals from Fagundes and the penalty converted by Driussi. And Austin's looking for more here. Fagundes is trying to test that back line. Right now they're 30 yards in front of Clint Irwin's goal line.
Are raising the standard in lung cancer care. We use advanced genomic testing to develop personalized therapies for each patient's cancer. With leading-edge technology like proton therapy, gamma knife and robotic surgery, and innovative clinical trials, we'll do whatever it takes to help our patients face and overcome lung cancer. Learn more at mdandersonlungcancer.com.
With the Kroger Plus card, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. You also earn fuel points on every purchase to save big at the pump. The Kroger Plus card. All you do is win big, big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. With the Kroger app, no matter where you order free pickup, you get the same great deals as you get in our stores. So start.
This is the Houston Dynamo FC Halftime Show on ESPN 97.5. Here's Glenn Davis and Bobby Boswell.
All right, Glenn Davis, Josh Gardner here. That was a scintillating first half. Two quality goals put together by both the Houston Dynamo, Sporting Kansas City. It is 1-1 at the half. The Dynamo capitalizing late. Let's start off 25th minute. Alan Pulido gets his 9th of the year. Here's what it sounded like. Oh, watch out, Pulido. He's going to get a shot off. Pulido is going to score. It is 1-0. Dynamo claiming offside. There'll be a check on this. Right now, Sagafi passing, pointing to the halfway line. For the moment, it's 1-0 Sporting Kansas City. And it's Alan Pulido who continues his goal-scoring tear. Man's on a tear right now, Josh.
No, he's scoring goals, and he's going to continue scoring goals if he finds the ball inside the 18.
So Sporting feeling good going up 1-0, but then the Dynamo in stoppage time. One of the talking points before this game. Does Aliyu Ibrahim finally get that first goal as a center forward, a young Nigerian coming over from Lokomotiva? Well, yes, he does in stoppage time. Here's what it sounded like. Aliyu. And there he is now. He's wide open. Here's Franco Escobar. Squares it. Herrera top of the box. It's a 1-2. It's Herrera. Oh, it's an empty net. It's Aliyu. What a fantastic goal. It's a three-man move. And the young Nigerian gets his first. It is 1-1.
No easier way, Glenn, to get that goal with an empty net. It's beautiful combination play. Escobar to Herrera, a little 1-2 combination, and a tap-in for Aliyu.
All right, stay with us on ESPN 97.5 when we come back. Lone Star.
Slowed down, held back, inhibited. What you get out depends on what you put in. Rejuvenate your engine's performance with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline, because true performance knows no bounds. New and improved Shell V-Power Nitro Plus removes up to 100% of performance-robbing deposits to rejuvenate your engine's performance. Continuous use in gasoline direct injection engine fuel injectors.
I did cheerleading through high school. I went to the Colts cheerleading and I loved it. I was about to go to work and I collapsed.
Thanks to the American Heart Association's support of life-saving research and medical breakthroughs, Tessa got her life back after suffering from a debilitating and near-fatal stroke. To learn more about how the American Heart Association is saving lives, go to helpheart.org.
Mickey Ryan. Yeah, but I mean, when everybody's getting into it, just let it roll for a minute.
Blaine and Mickey, Monday from 1 to 3 on 104.5 The Zone.
When picking a commerce platform, you have two choices.
Oh, you piece of...
Or...
Yeah!
I prefer... Don't you? That's the sound of selling on Shopify, the all-in-one commerce platform that supercharges your selling. Online, in person, on social media, and beyond. Why battle inferior platforms' weak tools?
You...
Lack of brand control.
That looks like...
And limited integrations.
Would have helped to know this.
Stop leaving sales on the table. Join the millions of businesses around the world growing on Shopify and get the industry-leading tools from the best converting checkout to powerful order management features. Gain control with code-free site design and harness Shopify's limitless integrations for limitless growth. Shopify.
Less. More.
Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/music23. That's shopify.com/music23. Shopify.com/music23.
A.O. Smith is your local Middle Tennessee water heating and water filtration expert. They enjoy getting involved with local community events such as Titans football, and nationally is the presenting sponsor of the prestigious Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award every year. Most importantly, A.O. Smith takes pride in always being there for your needs at your home or business. When you need a water heater or water filter, think A.O. Smith and contact us today. To find a local professional installer, visit hotwater.com. That's hotwater.com.
Hi, this is Paul Winkler. Are you searching for a podcast on money, investing, and financial planning that's actually run by degreed financial planners and isn't driven by the sales process? Then check out the Investor Coaching Show podcast. On a recent podcast, we talked about the stages of retirement and the things you might expect out of the longest vacation you'll probably ever take in your life. Go to paulwinkler.com/podcast or search for the Investor Coaching Show wherever you get your podcasts. The Investor Coaching Show.
When picking a commerce platform, you have two choices.
Oh, you piece of...
Or...
Yeah!
I prefer... Don't you? That's the sound of selling on Shopify, the all-in-one commerce platform that supercharges your selling. Online, in person, on social media, and beyond. Why battle inferior platforms' weak tools?
You...
Lack of brand control.
That looks like...
And limited integrations.
Would have helped to know this.
Stop leaving sales on the table. Join the millions of businesses around the world growing on Shopify and get the industry-leading tools from the best converting checkout to powerful order management features. Gain control with code-free site design and harness Shopify's limitless integrations for limitless growth. Shopify.
Less. More.
Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/music23. That's shopify.com/music23. Shopify.com/music23.
A.O. Smith is your local Middle Tennessee water heating and water filtration.
Again, ego-driven, then I would agree with you. I'd put that
Tell you about Drive Away for Education raffle, sponsored by Thomas J. Henry. With your purchase of a raffle ticket, you'll be providing school supplies, greater access to literacy, and improving classrooms for thousands of students across the state. The winner will choose from a new Chevy, Nissan, Jeep, Volkswagen, or Kia. Purchase your raffle ticket today at texasyesproject.org. Winner responsible for tax, title, license, and federal withholding tax.
Ask Sherwin-Williams and get your color your way. We've made it easier than ever to try and buy color. Preview paint colors in your home with our Color Snap app. Then visit swcolorchips.com to have color chips delivered to your door for free. And when you're ready to paint, shop online. Then stop by your local Sherwin-Williams store for curbside pickup and get everything you need without leaving your car.
Driving is one of the highest on-the-job risks facing you and your employees. At Texas Mutual, we partner with employers to create unique driving safety programs with training, tools, and resources to help keep your people and your bottom line safe. With Texas Mutual as your workers' comp partner, you can increase productivity while also lowering costs and providing a healthier and happier workplace for your driving workforce. Your business is safer, stronger, better with Texas Mutual. Learn more about driving Texas business forward at texasmutual.com/driver safety.
At St. David's Healthcare, we know what it takes to be the best. Passion, experience, training. We don't take shortcuts. As the official healthcare partner of Austin FC, we know being the best takes stamina and drive. As Austin FC head coach Josh Wolf would say,
you have to want it more. It takes everything. The best is here. Better than
Both teams starting to reemerge from the locker room. Lincoln Rose with you tonight here on Alt 97.5 FM. As always, big thanks to our on-site producer, Jeanette Minchow at iHeartRadio. As well, 6 corner kicks in that opening half all belong to the home team. Minnesota was not able to capitalize. Ultimately, they have 9 shots in the first half. Only 3 of them were on frame, and all 3 of them were denied by the man named Bradley Stuver. Instead, Austin had 2 shots on goal, ultimately able to bury one of them, and then subsequently the penalty kick from Seba Driussi as well. And so any other numbers that stand out early on in this one, 11 crosses to 3 in favor of Minnesota. But overall possession has slightly favored Austin, but Minnesota has done a nice job creating turnovers in the midfield and trying to raise that blood pressure of Brad Stuver at times. Boy, Minnesota has had chances, and sometimes they've been quick on counters, all of a sudden putting Brad in a tough spot and then quickly taking him off the hook, denying us a chance to see highlight saves from Brad, mind you. But we won't ask for an apology, as Minnesota has sent several balls well off the mark of the frame, denying their fans so far a chance to celebrate. But I have to imagine Josh Wolf has his men ready for an aggressive Minnesota side here as we start the second half. Austin up 2-0. John Gallagher did win that penalty in the 42nd minute, converted in the 45th by Seba Driussi. So it's Austin with a 2-goal advantage. Minnesota will have to score a crooked number tonight to deny Austin the full 3 points. Austin's looking for just its 3rd away win this season. This would be their first win on the road if they can hang on in a venue they've already won before in their young history. So far this year at stadiums where they've never found a win before, they have 2 wins, 1 loss in that draw last week against Miami. The lone loss at the Galaxy. Of course, the away wins were in Salt Lake as well as at Seattle. Reynoso in Minnesota attacking the goal to our right here in this second half. And as Rosales has the ball sent his way inside the penalty area, can't put much of a header behind it as Brad Stuver with one hand will slap it down for a dribble. And he will have a chance with the Wonder Wall behind him. The diehard supporters of Minnesota here in the second half. as he quickly clears this one across midfield on the fly. Already 90 seconds into the second half. Diego Fagundes looking for a run, but instead it's back the other way with Minnesota. Reynoso looking like a bullfighter out there. Slamming on the brakes as a couple of awesome men pass by him. Cross through the box. Rosales, far side left wing, inside the penalty area, looking for a cross. It's deflected by Austin into touch. It'll be a corner kick. 7th corner kick for Minnesota in this match. We've yet to see Austin win one tonight. And it'll be Reynoso back to handling these with that left boot of his. Reynoso again in Olympico against Portland last weekend. Sends this left-footed outswinger to the top of the 6. Kept it tight. Headed back out. Reynoso, the Argentine, on the left wing as it landed his feet. He'll send another to the top of the 6. It's ultimately headed wide. It'll be a goal kick for Stuver. So Austin survives multiple chances from Minnesota to cut this deficit in half. That goal from Diego Fagundes that put Austin up back in the 35th minute, assisted by Danny Pereira, still on track to be a game winner. Again, of course, Driussi since then has found insurance on the converted penalty. Austin has not taken many penalty kicks this year. And to be honest, that might have been the first, as here we are in the midst of July, and your announcer's memory is failing him at the moment. Austin in the attacking third, and able to get a ball to die down to Zardes at the top of the 18. Reynoso again pulls back into that midfield, trying to win one back for Longwane. Gallagher trying to frustrate him. Will Trapp will send one out wide to Rosales. And Josef Rosales, the 22-year-old Honduran, 7th start of the year. A lot works through him on that left side with all the attention that Reynoso gets. You could perhaps draw some comparisons to Diego Fagundes. As Driussi right now, almost standing back with the center backs, will send one up to midfield. It's a foul on Minnesota. Austin will have the free kick 10 yards shy of midfield, as it's Owen Wolf who's fouled by Alun here at Allianz Field. Again, 7th all-time meeting between these two sides. With that win at Q2 earlier this year on May 31st, Austin has evened the series at 3 wins apiece. Austin actually came to Allianz Field twice back in 2021 before they ever played a home match at Q2 Stadium. As Diego Fagundes wins one in the midfield, Zardes out to Driussi, near side left flank, at the left elbow. What will Seba do? Driussi sitting on a goal tonight, looking to share the wealth. Nick Lima looking for a goal for a 2nd straight weekend from 19 yards out. But Clint Irwin able to parry it wide. It'll stay in play. As Owen Wolf on top of it. Danny Pereira trying to salvage a ball, but it'll be lost to Minnesota in their own defensive third for a throw coming up. Sebastian Driussi looking to get Nick Lima back in the score sheet once again. As Lima right at the top of the 18. Well, one-timer inside that left boot. It was well measured. Would have snuck it just inside that right post. But Clint Irwin was there and ready. And Irwin making just his 4th start on the year. Coming over to Minnesota after 5 years with Colorado, where he played behind Yarbrough. Pereira up the spine. Finley from the right wing sent it across back post. It's Driussi with a brace. In the 51st minute, it's 3-0. Sebastian Driussi, for the first time this year, is your leading goal scorer for the Verde and Black. As Seba is back in Seba Driussi form. It was even numbers pushing forward Ethan Finley with the service, 4 yards off the end line on the edge of the box on the right wing. Danny Pareda may very well be awarded with the hockey assist as well. Finley sent one across to the back post, and that's where Driussi was able to bury it and celebrate with the reserves along the end line. So we say farewell to the 52nd minute. 3 goals on the board. All 3 favoring the men in the Sentimiento kits tonight. Remember, Austin had not scored 3 goals in a match this year until they did so in back-to-back affairs against Dallas and Houston, part of this unbeaten run. Now Minnesota quickly again trying to pull one back. John Gallagher able to shut things down on the perimeter of the box against DJ Taylor. Fans wanted a foul on Gallagher, who came in with the baseball slide. John was deemed to get to that ball first. And look, man's an all-star. We're going to give him those calls. Well, Minnesota, this was not what they were expecting, coming off 4 goals against Portland this past weekend. They remembered playing well against Austin at Q2, but coming up short 2-1 in that one after they doubled up Austin shots in Austin earlier this year. Right now, it's Austin leading 3-0. Seba Driussi with a brace at the moment. Diego Fagundes hoping Austin can hang on for the game winner if Austin can record their 6th shutout of the year. Fagundes will win one away from Reynoso. Fans wanted a foul on Diego. Fagundes playing an advantage after Paredes tripped up from behind. Gallagher at the left elbow, sitting on 5 goals this year. John with a cross on the back post. Only a man from Minnesota's there. It's going to be the first corner kick of the night. And let's see if there is going to be a yellow on Minnesota for the foul on Danny Pareda. Again, they did not halt play. Alex Chilowitz saw Austin was playing with an advantage. I believe it's on Hassani Dotson. And the transition across midfield. Yeah, Hassani clipped with his left foot the back right heel of Danny. Alex Chilowitz did not immediately halt play to award the yellow, as Austin was still playing with an advantage and a chance to find a 4th goal with Diego Fagundes running onto the loose ball at the time. And a short corner here for Austin. Pareda tries to send one in to Finley at the top of the 6. Now ball sent skyward. John Gallagher's on top of it, 40 yards away at the spawn. Driussi sitting on 2 goals tonight. Seba from the left elbow looking for Zardes. Back to goal. Could not head one on frame, and it's back over to Minnesota for a goal kick from Clint Irwin. It was 2-0 at the half for Austin. Austin has already found more insurance. In a moment, Minnesota is about to see the debut from Teemu Pukki. He'll be one of 3 men about to come on, along with Tajuri Shradi, also about to make his debut with Minnesota, along with Devin Paddleford, the 20-year-old out of Minnesota. And it is time for the debut of the man that they've deemed the greatest signing in the history of Minnesota. Teemu Pukki, the 33-year-old, all-time leading goal scorer for the Finnish national team, a former teammate of Alex Ring, as well as current teammate Robin Ludd of Minnesota. Pukki most recently part of Norwich City's up and down journey in the Premier League and the Championship over in the UK. So 3 subs coming on here for Minnesota. In the 56th minute, this is not the debut that Pukki, though, was looking for. Perhaps looking to come in to break up a tight affair or maybe even look for insurance late. Mentioned Tajuri Shradi, most recently an MLS Cup champion with New York City FC. That was 2 years ago. For last year, he stepped away from MLS. The 29-year-old member of the Libyan national team spent last year in the Cyprus First Division. So Yosef Rosales has been one of the better performers tonight among those exiting the match for Minnesota. Austin has found a third goal early in the second half from Sebastian Driussi. Ethan Finley with the assist, and there's a decent chance that Danny Pareda eventually will get one as well, as Danny's ball to Ethan just took one touch off the foot of Finley, who sent a ball from outside the area on the right flank to find Seba Driussi on the back post to clean things up. It's a corner kick now here for Austin. Second of the night. The first one was a short corner from Diego, this time looking to send one in. In the 58th minute, Fagundes sitting on a goal tonight, looking for Kip Keller, who heads one over the crossbar 6 yards out. Well, you've got a couple of grown men at center back these days for Austin, and that means a couple of set-piece targets for Diego Fagundes. As a poor job from Minnesota keeping up with Keller, able to elevate over Will Trapp. Just could not direct one on frame. And now here's Pookie. 25 yards out, and Cascante spoiling the party as it's a corner kick pending. Alex Chilowitz is going to halt play now. It looks like both teams had a man come together. Fagundes along with, I believe it's Longwane. Let's see. For Fagundes, it was his right hip. All right, Owen Wolf went to contest a ball, a 50-50 with Longwane. After Owen and Longwane met, Longwane went airborne, and that went into Fagundes. Again, no blame to be assessed here. But both men a little slow to get up. Right now it's Longwane who's still down, as Diego's going to be helped up by the Austin FC training staff. And a good sign that Longwane is able to get back on his feet as well here in the 59th minute. So officially,
You are listening to WFNZ FM Harrisburg and WLNK HD3 Charlotte.
The exclusive home of Charlotte FC.
2-2 the final, Charlotte and FC Cincinnati. The loss or the draw for Charlotte FC puts them 6-8-8, 26 points on the season. It is the 5th consecutive draw for them and the 7th consecutive game winless for the Crown. More post-game when we come back, including the highlight montage on the Charlotte FC Radio Network. Josviak approaches, shoots, he scores!
The grit and the grit, the determination, the fight, the energy.
In honor of your service and support for our country, Academy Sports and Outdoors is offering military and first responders 10% off your purchases.
That was game-changing.
Both in-store and online from May 1st through July 4th. Exclusions apply. Visit academy.com/discount for details.
To the team
Singing with the loudest ally never stops singing. Charlotte FC's 2023 season, here we come, because we're all better off with an ally. Visit ally.com to learn more.
It's bow time. A Bojangles biscuit maker knows a thing or two about scratch-made buttermilk biscuits.
Actually, it's 49.
That's right, 49 savory steps. So yeah, we know biscuits like the back of our hands. Because, well, these buttermilk biscuits are...
Made by hand.
Yep, that Southern know-how is our bread and butter. And if you're still wondering what makes a Bojangles biscuit so good, well, just ask your mouth. Mmm. Yep, that's what we thought. Get a scratch-made Cajun filet biscuit from Bojangles today. Order ahead in our app. It's bow time.
There's still time to secure your Charlotte FC season tickets for the remainder of the 2023 season and beyond.
Trying to cross in the area. A shot to score!
What a rocket! Did you know he had that in his locker? Guarantee your seats for every thrilling showdown, including key matchups against Los Angeles Football Club on August 26th and into Miami on October 21st. Don't wait. Seats are going fast. Visit charlottefootballclub.com/season tickets to lock in your seats today.
Soccer fans, this is an exclusive message from the Charlotte Football Club's favorite pizza, Domino's Pizza, who is on site at every home game where concessions are sold.
Hey, Charlotte Football Club fans, this is Ryan from your local Domino's right here in Charlotte asking for your help. Our family-owned company is hiring pizza delivery drivers for lunch, dinner, and late night who are now earning over $50,000 a year delivering for Domino's Pizza. If that's you or someone you know, apply today at jobs.domino's.com.
Charlotte FC fans, there's nothing like celebrating game day with good friends and a great tequila. That's why Cuervo Tradicional, the 100% agave tequila that has been cultivating friendships for generations, is excited to be the proud partner of Charlotte FC. Cuervo Tradicional turns strangers into friends and friends into family. So here's to toasting a winning season with good friends and the original 100% agave tequila, Cuervo Tradicional. Was it Cuervo Tequila, 40% alcohol by volume, Proximo, Jersey City, New Jersey. Please drink responsibly.
Hey everyone, it's Brent Bronico, midfielder for Charlotte FC. For me, life is like soccer. You gotta have goals. Graduating from our hometown university, UNC Charlotte, helped me achieve my goals. What about your goals? Now, UNC Charlotte is offering a new online MBA, a premier program designed with the flexibility and affordability that will help you achieve your goals. Check it out at onlinemba.charlotte.edu.
Welcome back to the Charlotte Football Club Radio Network.
Welcome back to Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. 2-2 is the final here in Uptown as Charlotte falls to 6-8-8 on the season. 26 points in 12th place now as the table sits right now in the MLS Eastern Conference. It's time to bring you our MLS highlight montage. Harold Swiderski and Scott Arfield in the center spot. Arfield kicks it back to Guzman Carrujo, and we're underway with the kickoff. Santos settling for Acosta. Acosta's at the arc, now into the area. A pass from Santos to Kubo. A save made by Kalina point blank as Kubo had it on the doorstep, but KK made the save.
Kalina with brilliant quick footwork across his 6-yard box to be able to recover and grab the strike from Kubo. Really athletic from Kalina.
It settles nice for Vargas. Vargas has Swiderski cutting to the net. Vargas sends it in towards Swiderski. A shot, they score! It's an own goal! I thought Swiderski might have had to go off the defense, but it was Swiderski who called in. And Charlotte to the lead in the 14th minute.
You hear what it means to the fans here at Bank of America Stadium to go ahead against the Supporters Shield leaders.
Vargas in the area, still with it on the right side, stepping over, sending it back for Lindsay. Lindsay sends it back into the area for Swiderski. One touch, he scores! Another one for Swiderski! And that one was more impressive than the first!
The golden touch of Karol Swiderski just gets more impressive.
Bariel settling for Acosta in the middle, set forward towards Kubo, going down in the area, and they're going to say a penalty. Bariel went down in the area.
It's one of those where Lindsay's trying to clear the ball. There's a little bit of contact to go down that much? No. It's like the Hani Mukhtar one again.
It's Acosta who will approach toward the left side. A shot, he scores. And and Cincinnati's pulled one back. Westwood had to clear him off the defender. Swiderski almost got a touch on it. If he would have had a hat trick.
Just inches away from another cheeky glancing touch from Karol Swiderski. If he'd have got that one, I don't think we'd ever seen a hat trick quite like it.
It's Merrill sending forward Swiderski. Swiderski's got a break. Swiderski into the area. Swiderski with a chip. Couldn't get it past Celentano. Tried to go through the legs. And it's saved by Celentano. Well, Costa sending it forward towards Barrial in the area. Barrial trying to cross it in. Gets around his man. Barrial with a shot. He scores. And Alvaro Barrial gets his 5th goal of the season, and he equalizes for Cincinnati. Chronico sending it forward for Józwiak. Józwiak with some streaking speed. Józwiak into the area. Across it for Swiderski. Oh, Karol was a step slow to get there. Right side passes to Józwiak. Józwiak is tripped in midair, and a free kick will come.
It's on a yellow.
There's a yellow card.
Ian Murphy.
And that's Ian Murphy, and that's a red card. There you go.
Charlotte FC, for the remainder 15 minutes of action, will have that one-player advantage.
Swiderski 1v2. He'll start up and get some reinforcements. Swiderski coming to the middle. Swiderski on a goal. A shot off the post. Man, Karol has had a couple of chances to try and get a hat trick. Everyone's standing. Swiderski forward goes, and it went everybody, and it's saved by Celentano.
You know exactly what Swiderski's trying to do. Put it on frame, hope for a deflection to throw the goalkeeper off. Almost executed it.
Byrne left side. Byrne on the flank for Merrim. Merrim trying to cross it in. Does so for Ajiman, and it was so close for Patrick, but it went into the hands of Celentano. That is it. Full time reached. It is the 5th consecutive draw for Charlotte FC. 2-2 the final against top of the table FC Cincinnati. Charlotte 2, FC Cincinnati 2 is a final. We'll look ahead to what happens next week when we come back on the Charlotte FC Radio Network.
When the Original Mattress Factory opened its doors, our competitors questioned our approach. When we vowed to never have a sale, they said, holiday sales are huge moneymakers for the bedding industry. A mattress store that doesn't have a sale just won't work. But OMF didn't listen. Instead, we offered the same fair price to everyone every day. We chose to have transparent pricing and not apply pressure to close a sale. Over 30 years later, we're proud to say that we still have never had a sale. The others said it wouldn't work. We're so glad we didn't listen. OriginalMattress.com.
When you need your dollar to go further, you need the Original Mattress Factory. We hand build our mattresses and box springs in our factories and sell them factory direct in our own stores. We cut out the middleman and pass the savings on to you. You get a better quality mattress at a better price compared to mainstream brands. When your wallet is feeling the squeeze everywhere from the gas pump to the grocery store, real value is more important than ever. Visit an Original Mattress Factory location today to see our factory direct difference for yourself.
You know that. She's been that for
Point Minnesota back when they were in the NASL back in 2013, back when Manny Lagos was their head coach, and has been with them ever since. The pride of Woodbury, Minnesota. Ethan Finley, the Minnesota native, a late addition to the starting 11 tonight for Austin, after it looked like he was going to get a bit of a breather. And looking at Maxi Rudy, looks like he is getting ready to come on here in the second half as well to make it 3 Argentines for Austin to the 1 Argentine for Minnesota, Emmanuel Reynoso. Again, for Reynoso, just his 5th game back after his hiatus in the first half of the season. In the 72nd minute, Clint Irwin with the ball on his feet at the top of his own 18. Here's Reynoso, 2v2. Cascante trying to close it down, able to get a foot on it. It'll be a corner kick coming up Visconti with some closing speed. Short corner for Minnesota. They don't even have all their numbers pushed forward. They just don't want time to melt off that clock. Reynoso bends one in from the right elbow, and Brad Stuver able to handle that one easily. And again, a hurried effort from Minnesota, down 3 goals. Probably could have done better with it, but with that said, 11 corner kicks tonight, and it's yielded nothing. All 11 handled by Reynoso, who had that Olympico last weekend against Portland for one of the 4 goals, part of the brace for Reynoso against the Timbers at home 7 days ago. In the 73rd minute, Minnesota able to win one back inside the center circle. Again, attacking the goal to our right. And let's see if Maxi Rudy's allowed to come on here for Jean-C Zardes. He will. So Zardes is still stuck on 5 goals. He's now tied with Gallagher for second on the team. Sebastian Driussi with 2 goals tonight, now in sole possession of the lead with 6. Of course, finished last year with 22 in the regular season, 25 overall with 3 in the postseason. It was 9 goals last year for Maxi Rudy in his debut as the starting striker for Austin FC. This year, now making his 19th appearance, 12 of which now off the bench. His lone goal coming against Montreal. Opportunity here for Teemu Pukki out of the restart. And Nick Lima makes sure that Longwani is unable to run on one on the back post. It's a beautiful ball otherwise from Teemu Pukki, beating 3 Austin men on that back line just about, if not for the speed of Lima. Minnesota with a quick restart. And Mariconi sucking back into the defensive end along with Maxi Rudy. The 2 Argentines able to send one back up to midfield. Everybody thought it would go into touch, giving up on that ball, but it tight ropes and stays in play. Minnesota now will send one back to Irwin. So we're in the 74th minute. Austin still up 3-0. Looking for their 3rd shutout in their last 4 games. It would be their 6th clean sheet overall, but more importantly, just looking for the full 3 points for the 3rd time in their last 4 outings. Pukki inside the box. Marked by Visconti. Punch saved by Stuver. As Pukki was able to work one around the center back for Austin, but Brad still had a read on it. Here's Reynoso from 19 yards out. Pushes it well wide of the far post. Minnesota's had their chances tonight, but still a 0 on the scoreboard for the home side. And for Teemu Pukki, he has not needed a getting to know you phase here in Major League Soccer. That's now 3 quality chances he's been a part of, including 1 shot from Pukki himself that was stopped by Stuver earlier this half. In the midst of the 75th minute, ball headed by Keller over to Lundqvist in front of the Minnesota bench. And the defensive half for Austin. To Juri Shradi. We'll send it over to the far side, opposite end of the field. Sonny Dotson in this back line now will regroup around the center circle. Kallman. And no Michael Boxall tonight for Minnesota. Serving a yellow card suspension along with his head coach. DJ Taylor from the end line. 1-touch cross to the penalty spot. Looking for the bicycle from Longwane. But instead, it's Owen Wolf able to block it. Wasn't going to have anything behind it. That ball would have never reached the goal line otherwise of Brad Stuver. Minnesota's going to have a throw coming up from their own 18-yard line. And now Alex Chilowitz with a whistle as Danny Pereira indicates he's cramping up and his left hamstring. Alex Chilowitz is telling Danny to get off the field, and Danny is just giving him a face I can't even describe of, what can I do about it? Now he's back up. And apparently Danny does not have to leave the field. We'll point out in MLS Next Pro, if you don't beat a 10 count, you've got to stay off the field for an extended period of time. Here's Reynoso back on the attack, trying to find that first goal of the night for Minnesota. On the back post, Nick Lima may have just cleared it. Not sure if that would have gone home or not. We're in the 77th minute. Austin defending a 3-goal lead. As finally Sebastian Driussi running with his countryman Reynoso on his right hip. Emmanuel thought that he won a ball into touch here on the near side. And it is, in fact, given to Minnesota. Trapp, your captain for the home side. Reynoso right in front of the Minnesota bench. Methodically building this time in the 77th minute, down 3 goals here at Allianz Field. To an Austin FC team that's trying to find its rhythm here in the summer. As Minnesota will simply give one away. Into touch for a throw for John Gallagher coming up out of his own defensive half. And John knows to take a beat here as we cross into the 78th minute. Diego Fagundes found the first goal for Austin tonight. Assisted by Danny Pereira back in the 35th minute. Decent chance Danny also will have an assist on the goal that Ethan Finley dialed up on the back post for Sebastian Driussi to complete his brace. Reynoso now with Driussi giving chase, 40 yards from goal. To Jerry Shroudy. DJ Taylor with a cross deflected by Lundqvist. Flag is up offside. He's going to stay in play for Brian Stuver to squeeze in regardless. As here in the 78th minute, we anticipate a sizable amount of stoppage time with a couple of injuries we've seen here in the second half. Brad Stuver will handle this kick after the restart from the offside flag. That halted the attack for Minnesota. Sebastian Driussi still with enough time to consider perhaps a hat trick. Teemu Pukki in a foot race with Lundqvist, able to land on it. The Finn versus the Swede. Finn got the better of that exchange, but the Swede gets help. Pukki, though, lands on another one in the box. He's at the end line. To the top of the 18, Hassani Dotson unable to put anything on goal. But Minnesota still with possession here. Midway through the 79th minute. To Jerry Shroudy, 25 yards out. Left-footed strike, gets swatted down by Brad Stuver, who will take the time to smother it at the top of his 6 for good measure. So Brad Stuver trying to live up to that Damian Laws standard and find a clean sheet here tonight for a 6th time this season. Johan Valencia appears to be the next man to come on for Austin, but not just yet. As Austin at the moment has Minnesota pinned back in their own defensive third here in the 80th minute. Austin allows the Loons to possess here for a bit. Jerry Shroudy across midfield from left to right tonight. His Minnesota debut after signing on July 5th. Another opportunity, cross into the box. As Lundqvist unable to clear it out of harm's way. It's Reynoso to Taylor to the end line. DJ finally able to get that ball to settle. It's headed out from the 6-yard line from Gallagher. Shot comes from Reynoso, but it takes a left turn wide to the far post. Did it take a deflection? It did not. 80 minutes now complete. We're guaranteed at least 10 more, but we know better than that. There is stoppage time pending. Austin sitting on a 3-goal advantage, a 2-0 lead at halftime. Austin's lead doubled in the 45th minute when Seba Driussi converted on the penalty kick. The first of 2 goals tonight for Seba, who found another early in the second half. That second goal coming in the 51st minute. Off of the cross from Ethan Finley from the right wing. A foul on Austin, a yellow card in the center circle. And if that's on Danny, it means he will miss the trip to Vancouver. So Danny Pereira, who may very well have been the man that Johan Valencia was going to come on for, picks up the yellow card. So he will not be in the lineup for the first time all season. It's been Danny Pereira and Brad Stuver. And it is Valencia on for Pereira. A few ticks of the clock too late. So after Danny Pereira makes the first 21 starts this year, he will not be in action on Wednesday. And it won't have anything to do with his immigration status. Johan Valencia was already planning to come on for Danny, but now Danny will not be at least out there on the field sitting on a yellow. As Brad Stuber will send one back up to midfield here in the 82nd minute. Austin has given their goalkeeper breathing room tonight. Minnesota has had more than enough quality chances to have had 3 goals of their own this evening. Reynoso, 45 yards out, looking for Pookie. In transition through the center circle, it's Maxi Urruti. Waiting for numbers to join him. He's got his countryman on his right hip at the right corner of the box. This is Emi Rigoni dancing 1v1 with Paddleford. Rigoni, one of your 3 DPs for Austin. One of just 2 available tonight, along with Driussi. And Austin heads up play by Rigoni rather than giving it back to Minnesota on a shot. Austin regroups back in midfield, and more time melts off that clock. So right now, it's Lima up ahead of the Rigoni. John Gallagher's on that right side as well after Lundqvist came on to relieve him at left fullback. Gallagher playing in a more attacking role, and I say that's really not true. I misled you. Gallagher is staying in more of a defensive role. You could argue it's more of a 5-man back line like we saw sometimes this year. That would mean Nick Lima's more of a right center back now. Kallman, who's come on at center back tonight off the bench for Minnesota, up ahead to Will Trapp, the captain. Here in the 84th minute, shy of the center circle. Trapp will work one up ahead to DJ Taylor, whose goal is to get to the end line. Jerry Shroudy from the right elbow to Reynoso. 20 yards out, has taken several shots tonight from this spot. Instead, shares the wealth this time to the left elbow. Headed away by Cascante. It's going to be a corner kick again for Minnesota. Midway through the 84th minute. His name is Emmanuel Reynoso. It's the 13th corner tonight, all handled by the Argentine. Pretty soon, he can claim it as a homestead there in that corner. They'll send this one into the top of the 6th, headed out by Rigoni. And a shot from Trapp will take a deflection wide. There'll be another corner now down below to our right for Minnesota. 14th corner of the match for the home team. And this time it's going to be to Jerry Shroudy. There'll be a left-footed in-swinger here in the 85th minute, trying to get Minnesota on the board, down by 3 goals, and they have found their first. Devin Paddleford, with the first goal of his MLS career, has given Minnesota some hope here in the 85th minute. Well, after 13 corners tonight were handled by Reynoso, it's the MLS Minnesota debut for Tajiri Shroudy. His corner is headed by Hassani Dotson, who will get the assist, advancing it to the back corner, and that's where Paddleford is able to put it away. This one's not over. 5 minutes to go in the scheduled 90, and a decent amount of time pending in stoppage time, no doubt as well. Sebastian Driussi looking to reclaim a 3-goal lead. He'll take a shot from 40 yards out. It's going to be a corner kick for Austin now. But Minnesota fans, for the first time in quite some time, optimistic for a dramatic finish. In the 86th minute, Austin will take their time heading to the corner. This will be Emmett Rigoni, who will have a left-footed in-swinger if he so chooses. Of course, if you're Austin, there's no need to necessarily give this ball away with an errant shot. See if they opt for possession as well. There's no short corner option here. Emmy bends one. Back post headed down by Cascante. It takes a deflection from Minnesota. Now it's going to be a corner kick across the way. Well, if you're smart, you send Rigoni on a long, slow walk to that corner. As more time will melt away, it is going to be Rigoni who handles this one as well. So Minnesota finally on the board. Thanks to their 14th corner kick of the night, Devin Paddleford able to put one away. It trims the Austin lead down to 2. Rigoni in the 87th minute, back-to-back corner kicks. Kip Keller goes up for the header at the penalty spot. Can't send it on frame. Maxi Rudy able to track it down on the near side left wing in no hurry. There'll be a throw coming up. As last touch by Minnesota, this will belong to Lundqvist for the throw in a moment. And by the time he throws this one in, we may be into the 88th minute. Austin coaching staff still aggressively directing traffic as they want to continue to apply pressure here. The longer Minnesota spends defending, the less time they can be spending trying to find that second goal. Driussi looking for a corner, dribbles it to the corner flag, but it'll be another throw for Austin. 20 seconds into the 88th minute now. First 3 goals for Austin tonight, followed by a goal from Paddleford, his first of his MLS career, and just his 4th match this year off the bench. It's now Seba Driussi's brace. That's your difference on the board. Goals number 5 and 6 on the season for Seba. Rigoni along the spine will send a long ball back to Lima, who again is playing more of a right center back role on a 5-man back line. Gallagher moving over to the right side as a wing back with Lundqvist coming on. 88 minutes in the books. 2 more minutes until we find out how much stoppage time there will be tonight here at Allianz Field. Minnesota hoping to steal some headlines if they can find a comeback after trailing by as many as 3 tonight. A ball into touch in front of the Austin bench. As this will be a throw for Austin, handled by Lundqvist.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This week at Macy's, get set for back to school with great savings on everything they need for the new year. Like head-to-toe active gear from top brands, graphic tees to wear with anything, and 40% off new backpacks and accessories from Kipling and more. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn rewards on every purchase, except gift cards, services, and fees. Learn more at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
For details. Colorado Rapids Major League Soccer is brought to you by UC Health. With personalized care in locations across Colorado, UC Health is here for you, no matter where your story takes you. UC Health, live extraordinary. This is your Colorado Rapids halftime show on the Altitude Radio Network.
Welcome back, Rapids fans. I'm Connor Kidd. We've got Jordan Angela, who's our match analyst tonight, but also she's going to be down emceeing Drew Moore's induction into the Gallery of Honor. We'll be listening for Alan Roach when he's going to toss it down to Jordan, and we will carry this live. Looking around the rest of MLS, Columbus, New York City, 1-1. St. Louis, another road victory for them. This one in the Great White North in Toronto. 2-2 between D.C. and Miami. Red Bulls 2-1 over the Revolution. Atlanta on the road over Montreal 1-0. Charlotte and Cincinnati play to a 2-2 draw in the Queen City. Austin on top of Minnesota 3-1. Sporting Kansas City on top of Houston 2-1. Both of those games are in stoppage time in the second half. We're going to go now to Jordan Angeli.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Dick's Sporting Goods Park, and thank you for joining us for this very special occasion. Tonight, we are honored to recognize the playing career of a defender, a leader, 2010 MLS Cup champion, an MLS All-Star, our very own Drew Moore. Please, at this time, please join us in welcoming to the pitch, number 3, Drew Moore. Also joining us for tonight's ceremony are Drew's wife, Shelby, and their 2 sons, Joey and Ryan. At this time, can everybody turn your attention to the video board as we have a very special tribute about Drew's career.
Is a professional soccer player.
Dribble! He's returned to Dick's Sporting Goods Park, and that cherry is very much on the top of the cake.
I love my dad because he likes to play shoot on goalie with me outside. I like how he plays and how he defends. He is good slide tackling.
That's exactly what your leader does.
I just love him, and whenever he leaves to work, I get kind of sad because if he's leaving for like 5 hours. Of course he does. He's a professional soccer player.
It's Drew Moore. Drew Moore heading home. Drew Moore.
Babe, when we first met, I knew nothing about soccer. A decade later, I still know nothing about soccer, but I know about you. As a father, you're kind and loving, patient and fun. The best example of a human being Joey and Ryan could ever ask for. As a player, you're an absolute legend. Really good at slide tackles and running backwards, and you might have won a couple of championships too. As a human, you light up the world. Your smile's contagious, your dad jokes are killer, and you see the good in everyone and everything. You're a gift to the world, and we're all so proud of you. And we're all rooting for you on this next chapter. I love you so much, and so does Colorado.
We love you, Dad, and congratulations! His jokes are so funny. No, they're so funny.
When the Rapids asked if I wanted to say a few words tonight, I didn't realize they were going to be showing such special content, so I'll try to keep my composure here, and I'll try to keep it brief because the Rapids have 3 points to get tonight. As I said in my Instagram post towards the end of the season last year when I was announcing that I was retiring from being a player, I said there were a lot of people that I needed to thank and that I would like to be able to do that in person in the coming weeks, months, and years, and I can check off that list about 15, 16,000 people, 17,000 people here tonight, hopefully. And when I think about my time with the Rapids, there was some success and some failure. There were some wins and losses, 4th of July games, Rocky Mountain Cups, some epic playoff series, snow games, the 2015 All-Star Game, And I could talk all day about 2010 and the MLS Cup. But what sticks out the most was that this place always felt like home. And that's not easy for a kid from Texas to admit. But my wife and I always get such a great sense of pride when people ask where we live, and we get to say Colorado.
Has already matched his total for game winners all of last year. Just a unique stat after he had 22 goals total last season. But just 2 game winners. So many of those goals last year were part of comeback efforts. No need for a comeback tonight. Austin on the front foot early. They prevail 4-1. Big thanks to our on-site producer, Jeanette Minchow. I'm Lincoln Rose. Next time we talk to you, it'll be against our neighbors to the north, as Austin will take on Vancouver Wednesday night. That'll be a 9:30 Central start time. For the first time this year, Danny Pereira will not be in the starting lineup. He will have to serve the yellow card suspension after picking up his 5th yellow of the year here tonight. Sebastian Andriussi with the game winner. 1 of 3 Austin men on the score sheet. 4-1 your final on this Saturday night at Allianz Field, favoring the Verde and Black.
It's only human to want the best seat. It's only Lexus to make every seat the best seat. This is a new era of 3-row luxury. The first ever Lexus TX.
You good back there?
Yeah. All good.
As the official cleaners for your Austin FC team, Cajas Cleaners is your locally owned and operated family cleaners with over 20 years of experience. We want you to know you are choosing a trusted local business that supports our community. Come in and see us at 5712 Burnett Road in Allendale Village, or schedule free pickup and delivery. That's right, free pickup and delivery. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram for specials and giveaways. Cajas
When you can find everything you need at prices you can afford, that's totally Target. It's that feeling when quality, good, and gather ingredients on the barbecue bring family around the table. Or when favorite day after practice snacks let you celebrate the whole team for less. It's when saving more on Up and Up sunscreen means more fun in the sun. And when Target Circle Rewards program gives you more perks on what you buy most and is always free to join, that's totally Target.
At H-E-B, we know that game day is about more than the game itself. The taste of victory is unparalleled, but so is the taste of H-E-B jalapeno poppers hot off the grill. Seeing the best players in their prime is truly something to behold. So is an H-E-B Prime 1 burger that you grilled to perfection. For low prices on all the things that make game day great and delicious, visit H-E-B, your official game day headquarters, or use the Buy H-E-B app to order curbside and start prepping for game day right away.